how talented they are comparing to other units that they've seen in the past. Brennan, what do you think of this group?
I really like how they've developed, since they've joined us. Dorian got here 2 years ago, T-Mac got here, and Jacob both got here in the spring. They've really taken to the coaching, taken to, trying to learn our system. So we're really pleased with where those guys are, and the guys coming up behind them too are, they're pressing to get in there too. But those guys are handling themselves really well right now.
Johnny, you've seen really good receivers, USC and other places that you've been. How does this group compare to some of those?
Oh, they're very similar. These guys are playmakers, very similar to those guys like Juju and all those kids are at SC. They have the ability to break any time. They catch a football, so it's a special group.
I think you were able to get 10 guys in on the line. Maybe not a lot of snaps, but a few. How do you think that group did? Do you foresee that continuing?
Yeah, most definitely moving forward. I would like to see more of those guys, especially in the early situations. It was good to see some of the guys play. Even the 3 snaps they were in there, it was really, really quality work.
How was a guy like Ty able to kind of work his way up and get some snaps?
He's been going against our ones. He's like Jacob. Every time you turn on practice film, he's showing up. So we need to find a place for him, and he's got a role now. So I'm happy with where he's at.
Long term, do you see him as a tackle or an end?
He could play both. Yeah.
Johnny, you talked last week about run fits and tackling and the work you do in practice. After looking at the film, what improvements did you see? How did you evaluate them?
I thought it was really good. The focus is, again, run fits every single day. You take it for granted sometimes that they know, but they got to continue to learn and understanding where their fits and where their help is coming from. So, we're going to continue to do that this week.
Oregon, I think, is first, maybe second in the Pac-12 in rushing. They rushed for 350 yards last week. What are the challenges that their offense presents?
They're a special group, man. They got good running backs that run downhill. You could tell they've been in the system. They understand how the system works. And they just continue to run the same plays, and they're good at it. So we got our work cut off, and we got to do a great job this week preparing our guys and understand where the fit's going to come from.
How do you balance patience with freshmen making mistakes versus quality in production?
Well, the game of football is not perfect, you know what I mean? And for those guys, I think sometimes they learn from their mistakes. And to put them in a game situation, it helps. Sometimes people think, being on the sideline and watching film, sometimes you don't really get to experience what you need to do in order to perform, at the highest level.
Brennan, follow up for the wide receiver question. When you have a trio like that, got a tight end that can catch the ball, how does it open up the playbook and allow you to do different things on offense?
It causes a bunch of matchup problems. It's tough to say, hey, we want to lock down one guy. So the defense just kind of has to, figure out how they want to defend it and who they want to cover and, who they're willing to, let go against, their lesser coverage guy. So we just got to find our best matchups against, whatever defense we're going against. But it's tough when you got 4 guys and then you got Wiley coming out of the backfield, Jonah coming out of the backfield. Both those guys can catch great, and DJ's got great hands too. We're good. We like those matchups.
How do you see a guy like Keane fitting into his new role?
He did great. I'm really glad we got a chance to get him in, get him some more reps. He's just going to keep getting better. Just with the more reps he's getting. He really wants to do it. He's a willing blocker, and we know he can do special stuff when he gets the ball in his hands. So this is a great opportunity for him to step up.
Do you work with him on blocking stuff, or Pow?
Yeah, mainly with Coach Pow, but we always like to get the tackles, tight ends together and get works on combinations and whatever we can to get those ready, pass protection, all that stuff. So I don't throw him many balls, but I let Coach Pow do that.
Dan Lanning was the coordinator of the team that won the national championship last year. But that defense to Oregon, what are the things that pop out to you when you look at their defense?
Yeah, I believe he's used to having some pretty good players over there at Georgia, and he's got good players here at Oregon. So he's found ways to utilize guys and put them in position to make plays. So I expect nothing less than that this weekend. A really talented group over there, and it's a great test for us. We're really excited about it.
Brennan, in a perfect world, how How many runs do you want to have per game, and what kind of productivity are you looking at versus putting up good chunk yardage?
It's a great question. It's the one that ends with W. So whatever the number is, it really doesn't matter to me. If they're trying to take away something, it may be more passes. You can say that, I want X number, but, we had 80 plays last week, or, we had 60 plays 2 weeks ago. So just stay balanced as best we can. And I thought we did a pretty good job of that last week. I think it wound up being 30 or to 40 or who knows the numbers, but yeah, just balanced and make sure we're not giving away anything scheme-wise.
Johnny used Isaiah Taylor and DJ Warnell at the free safety spot this past week. What's your assessment of how those guys did?
I thought they played one of the best games, for IT, since he's been here. They were very productive. They were very active. So, I'm glad that they played. I'm comfortable with those guys playing in the game. So that's what they showed me.
I believe DJ Warnell has played 3 different positions here. Mostly that nickel in the spring.
Yeah, he was at nickel.
Has it been a matter of just kind of figuring out what to do?
We're trying to, basically trying to put him on the field. You know what I mean? Trying to find a role for him. So when we go to our base stuff, he was our backup Sam. And then, if we're in our nickel, he's our regular, free safety. And then, that's what he's been playing. He started off in the spring at nickel, so it's good to know the overall scheme of things. You know what I mean? He's got a good feel for it.
There was a guy that had a pretty large role on special teams and a little bit on defense last year, Dante Smith. We haven't seen him out there this year. Is he injured or anything?
No, he's here. We're just, we're getting into situations where, we're in tight ball games. Especially at the linebacker position, you don't sub those guys, maybe early in the season, but not right now.
Brennan, you guys had a 4th and goal at the 1-yard line. You got a lot of push. What did you see on that play? What do you think needs to happen in a situation like that to be successful?
Yeah, unfortunately, it was kind of the team effort right there. We didn't all get the job done. We could have got more push at the line, at the tight end spot from the back. Would have liked to, just kind of pour it up in there. He was trying to look like he was, find the hole as opposed to just make a hole. And then the quarterback needs to carry out his fake. We had a lot of errors on that one play right there. So I was really disappointed that we didn't get that in. We need to. That's something we would like to pride ourselves on is we get the goal to go. It's we know what's going to happen.
When you get to the end of the game, and it's about 4.5 minutes left or so, Jed said he's really paranoid about blowing leads, and he seemed like he wanted to keep the starters. And do you have discussions with him at that point about, hey, I'd like to get my second team offensive line in, or hey, we should get the backup receivers in, or?
Yeah, yes, we have a conversation about personnel often, but we are, we're not ready to start putting in a bunch of other guys. We had 1 drive left. We want to finish the game. Those guys had playing their tails off. Let them finish. So, that may change at another time, but I was great with how we handled it. Want to win take a knee at the end with the guys who got us there. So.
Hunter Echols has more tackles for losses and sacks this season than he had in his entire USC career. What is responsible for that? Is it just the role that he's in? Is it his growth maturity?
I think he's comfortable with playing the defense because he's been, at SC, it's the same defense. I think he understands what the positions become. And he's got so many, game experience and it's showing up. His preparation is a lot better now than it was before. And for him to make that big of a play at the end of the game, that was big time.
How has his role benefited some of the other guys?
Oh, it's been awesome because he knows how we do things, how we prepare our guys, the verbiage that's happening in meetings and things like that. So it's been really good.
Yes. For both of you, you're getting to the tough part of the season when you go up against a bunch of teams that are top 25. Any conversation with the team about staying focused with the one and not getting caught up in the speed grinder?
I think we're embracing it. These are opportunities that you come to Arizona and for coaches and players. I think you got to be excited for this game and the other games moving forward. These are big time games and you got to be ready to play. This is why you came here.
Yeah, it's really been the messaging hasn't changed. All these are championship opportunities, right? We're trying to win the Pac-12, and you got to win all these games if you want to have a chance to do that. So we've been treating them the same all the way through, so this isn't really any different for us, I would hope.
For Johnny, it seemed like CY was more aggressive in this game, really getting involved and stopping the run. What did you see out of him? Was there talking about...
Again, with all our guys, I think the way they prepare, they knew exactly what was coming. That's why they trigger so much now. And we've been harping on the corners and the safety to show up more in the run game. And that's been the message moving forward, even today. You know, we got to have their support this week because they really have a good running game.
Is it hard to play that position now, safety, because maybe you're worried about targeting? You almost got a targeting accidentally. I think you had kind of a violent-looking tackle there. How do you kind of coach guys to toe that line?
We just tell them, just be smart, you know what I mean? Tackle with your face, you know what I mean, and not put your helmet down, you know, but I'm not going to slow him. You know, I like the way he's being aggressive the last couple of weeks.
Has coaching changed? So for people that grew up playing the game one certain style, it's almost like we're at that point where we stop the helmet-to-helmet contact. Have you noticed the younger players playing a different style than maybe somebody did 5-6 years ago because they were taught differently in high school?
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. And that's why we preach it, you know, in meetings and at practice, you know, how to tackle. Because the game has changed, you know, in the last 5 years, the way you tackle, you know what I mean? And every little thing's been called now. So we got to do a great job of teaching our guys how to tackle. So, yeah, but I agree, you know, it's totally changing the game.
What was the line generationally from the old school where you go helmet to helmet to where we are today?
I think the last 5 years, really. You know, and it's for the safeties, and we get it. But at the same time, you know, it's hard. You know, it's a hard thing to coach.
Yeah, I grew up tackling like Chuck Cecil, so that's changed dramatically. So that used to be the good thing to do, is tackle like Chuck. No, it's changed a lot. It's for player safety. It's for the betterment of the sport to keep guys on the field more. But there is some things you got to adjust and you got to be able to handle, and you got to keep your head out of the hit, especially on the quarterback, because they're going to be sensitive about those calls, and rightfully so. It's player.
That would be
safety.
a great question for Chuck. See how he feels.
Yeah, he'd have an interesting answer too.
Brennan, what do you remember about that last week of T-Mac's recruitment?
Let's see. I think I might have been in Hawaii. We were down. Oh, like kind of. Yeah. When did that happen? That was. He was a February signing, or was he a December guy? He was in December. Yeah. We were. Yeah. It was kind of wild. I think there was some coaching changes going on. And we just stayed vigilant. Our messaging never changed with him. It was just kind of the same plan. And it's kind of the plan you see going forward. So I can't remember any particular stories where it kind of changed, but it was, you know, we'd stayed the same throughout. And I think that's why, you know, ultimately it turned the way it did in the end, you know, because we were the same guys. So, and we had the same messaging and the same pitch and it seems to be working out and coming true kind of like we thought it would. So, that being said, the kid's still got a lot of growth to do. Like he's playing great, but this isn't the top end.
When a player of T-Mac's caliber eventually signs your program, what's kind of the coach's reaction?
Oh, when we sign anybody, we're excited about it. Like, we love adding guys to this program. You know, one of the things we're talking to some recruits' parents this weekend is they're just really excited to get the kids that we're getting into this program because they love being here. They love competing. They're just ball players, and they love being a part of this thing. I'm really excited just about our team in general, about how we're celebrating each other. We're having fun playing the game, and we're all on the same mission right now. So I'm just really excited where our team is in that aspect.
Johnny, how can the crowd help you out?
Oh, it's going to be huge. And if you guys are listening, we need your help. Yeah, it's going to be huge.
Show up, show out.
That's right.
Zona Zoo, where you at?